welcome back to another podcast episode. What?
Yeah, welcome back to another podcast episode. That's correct.
Oh yeah, we're a podcast. Welcome back to another episode of Are We Nerds with your favorite host, Emily, and
Emily.
You can see that this looks different today because we're together.
I mean, to be fair, we're always together. We're just never together when we're recording.
Right. That just happened to be the case because life happens. And also we procrastinated a little bit, but it's also because the next 2 weeks are going to be so hectic, so we're preparing for what's to come. And it's a lot. But we're excited to share with you guys what will be happening, where we'll be going, all this type of stuff, our journey for the next 2 weeks. It's going to be crazy.
It's exciting. I'm really excited for the next 2 weeks. I have to get ahead of my work though, but other than that, I'm excited.
It's always like the worst, like before trips or like before events like AWA, where it's just like literally hell and stress. And we're just like, oh my god.
I know, I'm not done with my boomerang. I'm making Sango's, I guess we can say what we're going to be for anime weekend. Yeah. Now, like, go ahead and say it. Well, okay, so I have 3 costumes this year, 3 cosplays this year. 1 for a Halloween party, and then 2 for AWA. So for the Halloween party, I'm going to be Misato from Evangelion, which I'm really excited about. And next week, you guys will see in our Halloween episode, that's what I'm going to be in the podcast, is Misato from Evangelion. And then for the first day of AWA, I'm going to be Sango from Inuyasha, and I'm making her Hiraikotsu right now, and I'm not done with it, but I'm making it, and it's getting there.
It's getting there.
It's getting there. And then for the last day of anime weekend, there was a whole debacle about this. I was trying to decide because in accordance to what Emily's going to do for anime weekend, I was like, oh, well, I should do a Chainsaw Man character. Like, let me do power. And then I was like, wait, I feel like I couldn't do power justice. I feel like power's too power for me. Like, I'm not cool enough to be power.
I mean, you're cool. I just think and that's the whole thing with, like, cosplaying is, like, you're cosplaying, like, people you just, like, it doesn't mean you have to be them. But I felt like since we didn't have enough time, especially with us, like, being so last minute with, like, what we wanted to do or what we're trying to do, just, like, doing power, I feel like you need to go, like, all in for hers because she's just such a cool character. So it's definitely, like, a cosplay of interest for later conventions, like MomoCon in 2023. So there's that. But,
yeah,
like, a lot of back and forth of what we're doing, especially since we're going for, like, 2 days.
Yeah.
Because when we went to MomoCon this year, we just did 1 day because it was our first convention and we didn't know, like, what was up or anything. So we were very little, like, baby convention goers. We're like, oh, what's all this and that? You know, now the ball is rolling and we're getting more invested into, like, conventions and cosplaying and all of what goes into it. So now we're going for 2 days. But not because
we can't go for 4 days. Well, actually, we just can't go for 4 days. That whole weekend is, like, very hectic and very, it's just not in the schedule. But anyway, with all that said, I was trying to decide if I wanted to be Power or if I wanted to be Riz. I don't actually know how to say her name. But she's cool. I caught up on the Chainsaw Man manga, everyone. Be proud of me.
She did. She started yesterday, a Friday. And then, literally, she spent the night. And then the next morning, we're just, like, you know, saying her thing. We're like, good morning to you. She goes, good morning. I caught up on Chainsaw Man. And I was like, oh my god. Like, did you even sleep? What the hell? Because we, like, listen, y'all. I'm an old person. I go to sleep, like, really early. And she just wanted to stay up. And I was like, no, Emily. Can't do that. Go to bed. She did not. She read Chainsaw Man. So, which, like, it's a lot of chapters, but also, like, not a lot of chapters, so I'm not surprised that you did it.
It's a really quick read because a lot of it, there's no dialogue because it's just fight scenes, so it's a really, really quick read. But the reason I had to catch up on Chainsaw Man was because I decided to ignore everyone's opinion.
Thank you for voting.
Thank you for voting. Actually, at the end of it, Reese actually won. It was tied for a very long time, but Reese actually ended up winning. But I was scared that I was going to be cold during the convention if I was Reese, and then I felt like I couldn't do power justice. So I decided to not have anyone's opinion, and I decided to be Mitaka. I think that's her name.
Well, Reese would be a really cool thing to do during MomoCon, especially since it's in May.
Yes. But I'm going to be the War Devil from part 2, so I needed to catch up to part 2 to know about this character to cosplay her. But I'm really excited to cosplay her. She's really, really cool. So I'm going to be Mitaka for day 2 of AWA.
Day 1, I'm going to be Maka from Soul Eater. Got most of that cosplay done. I'm really just working on Soul. Soul is Maka's weapon. So I'm just working on painting that. And then I'll be done, really. And then I was going to be Power for day 2. But then a lot of, things happened. I'm not going to really go into detail. But then also, I wanted to give Power justice with, that cosplay. So I wanted to go all out. So I just put her idea to the side. And then I was like, well, you know what I could do? And this was after I watched episode 1 of Chainsaw Man. And we're going to talk about our thoughts on that, too, in a bit. But after I watched the first episode, and, Makima just showed up and just walked in, and I was just like, oh my god. She looks so cool in that scene. And I was like, you know what I could do? Because I just need a wig. I could be Makima. And that's what happened. And then that little snowball went down the hill, and then it hit Emily. And now I think most of our group is going to be Chainsaw Man characters. So I don't know what happened. But we got there. So
I think I'm really excited to cosplay Mitaka. I think someone in Discord was like, you're going to kill this look. And I was like, I think so too.
Yes.
I'm so excited. I'm going to be the War Devil version of her. So or just the War Devil. So I'm going to have the scar on my face and everything, which we have to wear mask at AWA, which I'm actually very thankful for because there's a lot of people. But you're still going to be able to see it from the top of my mask. And then obviously in pictures.
They also have designated places
photo areas.
Where you can take your mask off. But yeah, anyways.
Oh, before we get into anime news, a very, very quick thing. As you guys know, I am a political science grad student, so sometimes I'm going to say some things. And the thing that I'm going to say today is student debt relief is up and live on the federal aid website, so you can apply for your student debt relief right now. So I just want to say thank you for that. I cried when we found out that student debt relief was actually going to be a thing. I was so happy. We both worked for those campaigns. Fun little fact about us. So it just felt really cool and rewarding to have worked for someone and have voted for someone, and then they finally came through with that.
Yeah. You should have seen us last night because she just goes, it's probably 10 or something. She goes, oh my god, the website's open. And we're like, what? And so we're running looking for our laptops, and then I'm calling Dana, and I didn't even know what to say. I was like, Dad, open laptop. And she's like, oh my god. And so we're all just putting in our information, and it's very easy. You could see if you're eligible on the website.
Yes.
There's a couple of factors that go into it, but yeah, it's open. So if you
Definitely
know that you are eligible for your loans to be forgiven, go ahead and do that before.
Forgive them.
December. Definitely you need to do it now because it takes about 6 weeks to process, and you want to do that before the student loan payments are
reopened,
which is after
December
31st. So there you go. Are we nerds? Are we financial nerds? I don't
just had to throw that in there.
But yeah, so we're just gonna get into obviously anime news, and it's quite a bit because you'll see later on in the next podcast episode there's not gonna be any anime news, and we'll discuss that later. But
I'm excited.
Here we go. So Hunter x Hunter returns to Shonen Jump October 23rd, which is also the same day that season 2 of To Your Eternity is airing. There you go. Dawn to Dawn Volume 1 is now available in print and digital in the US. Probably North America. I don't know, but definitely the US because
we saw it.
I saw it. So, and then Chainsaw Man anime is listed for 12 episodes. Obviously because there's 12 ending songs, but just out there again. And then in sad news, this is very sad news for my sports anime fans. Yuri on Ice movie, Ice Adolescence, no longer appears on the MAPPA website. They're coming soon section. It's not there anymore, so who knows if we're ever actually gonna get it. At this point, it's not looking good. So there's that. But and then the manga Last Game by Amano Shinobu is getting an English print, and that's coming out May 2023 by Seven Seas. And I think this is the last one I read.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. So it looks like the Tokyo Revengers manga will be ending in the next 5 chapters. I'm behind on it. But I'm curious to see how it ends. I'll probably pick it back up when it ends. So there's that.
All right, the next piece of news I have in all caps because I'm so excited about this. So Words Bubble Up Like Soda Pop is getting a manga adaptation by Yen Press. If you guys watched the episode, it was a couple episodes ago, it was anime movies you should be watching. You guys know this is one of my favorite anime movies. So I will be purchasing this when it gets out. Another thing I will be purchasing, Sasaki Tomiyano light novel has been officially announced by Yen Press. Also announced by Yen Press, Horimiya 100 Chapters art book has been announced. I will also be purchasing this for my Horimiya collection. Next, this is really exciting for my manhwa fans out there. What's Wrong with Secretary Kim is getting printed by Yen Press, which is really exciting. It's really cool to see all these manhwas getting printed now.
Yes, definitely will be getting that because I love that series. So
yes, new trailer is out for Trigun Stampede that's scheduled to release in January 2023, and then new info about Demon Slayer's Swordsman Village arc will be revealed on December 10th.
I'm guessing it's going to be a trailer.
I hope so. I really like Swordsman Village in the manga, so I hope
me too
that it goes well.
So,
okay.
Yeah. Now our thoughts on Bleach wasn't my thoughts on Bleach Thousand Year Blood War arc.
I'm so
episode
upset.
1, and then Chainsaw Man episode 1. I obviously can't get into much detail about episode 1.
Hit you.
Bleach. Yeah, don't. Because my COVID booster arm is like right here, so that would hurt. I really liked it. I honestly got 12 seconds in and it was just a black screen, and I had to pause it because I was just like, am I ready to watch this? Like, I was not ready. But, the animation was so good. I loved everything about it. I loved seeing all the characters again. It was very, like, right off the bat crazy. It was so good. I loved everything about it. The music, chef's kiss, like, fantastic. And then, yeah, if you haven't watched it yet, watch it. I will say it was kind of annoying to, like, sit through, like, 2 minutes of ads about, like, 3 times with Hulu. But, gotta do what you gotta do to support. So, I sat through that. Guess it gives me time to just, like, scroll on TikTok. I don't know. But, yeah. Anyways, it was really good. I hope that they strategically do well with where they're placing ads in the episodes. So, it wasn't as bad this time. So
yeah, I mean, usually with Hulu and ads, like I remember when I watched all of Inuyasha on Hulu, the ads would come like in the middle part where the break was, like where it would be the commercial break in like on Japanese television, and then after the opening song, and then before the ending song is right when the ads usually play. So there's that.
Yeah, I think the first one happened like right at the beginning. We weren't even like 3 minutes in, and they were like, boom.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. But yeah, super good. Check it out. Catch up on Bleach because this is gonna be so good. I'm so excited.
I'm trying. I'm trying. I haven't had time to watch it.
Yeah.
Because I've had to watch other things. But anyway. So now our thoughts on Chainsaw Man episode 1. I watched this right before my class. And it was really good. I mean, I know people say all the time, as in, her mom says all the time that we're not very descriptive or good at telling people why we like things. But it's just, I don't want to spoil anything. I thought that the animation was really cool. I like how they set the story up. I mean, it was exactly like the manga, but like they did a good job adapting it. And I don't know, I had very high expectations for Chainsaw Man, and it exceeded all my expectations. So I really, really liked the first episode, and it made me want to read and catch up on the manga, and I did.
I had already read all of the manga, so like I knew what was gonna happen. But when it, I wonder if you can hear that.
I don't know if you can.
My parents are watching football, but and screaming. But so I obviously I knew what was gonna happen because I had read the manga. But like even then, knowing what was happening, it was still very like really really good. I like the animation. I don't mind the 3D animation. I know some people are like kind of iffy about it, but I thought it looked really cool, especially with like Denji being a chainsaw man.
And now
and killing. So
for a special segment of our episode, Father Corey.
I just texted him. Listen, y'all. So he's like, today. He's like, when are you gonna like ask for my opinion on the podcast? Like, when are you gonna let me talk? And I was like, I know you don't like showing your face or like doing this type of stuff, which is funny because he works in like the entertainment industry, like that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, we talk about you, so like just come on and give your thoughts on Chainsaw Man episode 1 because we're watching Chainsaw Man together.
All right.
Liv.
Everyone, welcome our special guest.
That's all you get.
That's all you get. All right.
Would you like to explain what you thought about episode 1
of Chainsaw Man?
Well, since I haven't read any of the
manga,
that's the word, yes, manga. I went in pretty cold. I mean, you've been talking about it for, I don't know, 2 or 3 years. But, no, you gotta watch Chainsaw Man. You gotta watch Chainsaw Man. You gotta watch Chainsaw Man.
Yeah.
So, I didn't really know anything about it other than there's, a person has chainsaw head. It was interesting. Could have used maybe a little bit more backstory. But I did like the art. I did like it was a kind of gritty look.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a little noir-y. And, you kind of get to like that character, even though he is a bit of a sad sack.
Yeah.
And then the little chainsaw dog thing, demon deal. Pochita.
Yeah.
Is, is pretty lovable for a demon with a chainsaw head.
Yeah.
Also extremely useful if you need to cut things up.
Right. People or objects.
And then, a lot happened in that first episode. So he had, like, you kind of wonder, like, why is the guy indebted to the boss man, the bad guy boss guy? And then why is, like, the boss man all of a sudden a giant demon thing? And, it was like a lot of things happen all at once. But, and then, I was kind of surprised that Pochita was gone already, because you thought that was going to be the sidekick, right?
Right.
For a while. And it didn't happen. Presumably there'll be some, like, flashback stuff where they're doing other things. I don't know, later on.
Yeah, we'll see Pochita.
But, it's worth watching. I'd watch it again. I'll probably watch more of it.
Well, there's only 12 episodes, so out of 10 being like the most fantastic first episode you've ever seen, like what, and then 1 being like it was shit, what would you give it?
Maybe 5.5, 6. I mean, it's not like super duper compelling. It's not like oh my god.
Interesting.
But if it's on, like, I probably wouldn't continue to watch it myself, but since it's probably going to be on. But then again, it's not probably really designed to capture my interest, so.
The first episode's the first episode.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes, and with them adding the whatever the government agency for keeping down demons and all of that. Just sort of interesting to see how they integrate him into that and what happens with that.
Yeah.
So
I'm curious. I'm curious as in like animation wise.
Yeah, I'm curious animation wise.
When does it come out again?
It comes out
Tuesdays
at 11. So we'll have to watch it later in the evening.
At 11 p.m.
A.m.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not watching it at 11 p.m.
I was like,
past my bedtime.
We were at lunch together, and I was like, well, really, we could watch it right now, but then we were talking about cybersecurity, about Wi-Fi.
Yeah. You shouldn't necessarily log into just Wi-Fi's wherever you are, because they could easily be not the thing you think they are.
Right.
Stealing all your keystrokes.
Right.
So.
But yeah.
There's a
Shade
tip
time.
from the dad. All right, have fun.
Thank you.
Y'all comment
No,
below. Tell him to watch.
Tunnel guy.
Tell him to watch Attack on Titan.
Oh, there's so many episodes.
It's not.
Are you coming or not?
He's just
Are you
chilling.
gonna stay and be quiet? Okay.
And that was Father Corey, everyone.
Yeah.
My
My dad watches anime with me, but kind of just because it's on the TV. Like, I remember him getting mad at Dana when she was just like, you don't know, like, you didn't watch Naruto. He's like, what do you mean I didn't watch Naruto? He's like, I watched some episodes. I know what's happening. And I was just like, okay. It's like, there you go. But
you know what I just noticed? We haven't even said what today's episode is about.
I was thinking about that too. Well, if you read the title, today's episode is about One Piece movies that we watched, and this is it. This is us preparing for Film Red. That's going to be coming out November 4th. So, speaking about the films, we watched two. I watched two.
I watched 2.5 and a quarter.
We'll discuss what she means by that. But the films that we had picked for this were Strong World and Film Z, and then 3D2Y, which she watched only.
Yes.
But the reason why we picked these is because, I mean, they were very accessible. Strong World and Film Z are on Netflix. So,
3D2Y is on Crunchyroll.
So, very accessible movies if you have those platforms.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, you know, we were just looking up because I don't really know much about, like, One Piece movies or anything. So I was just like, okay, what are the best, like, One Piece movies? And then, like, you know, somewhere on the internet, there's, like, rankings of them. So I just picked these two. And they're both pretty good. I like both of them. Like, overall, I enjoyed both of them. So, yeah. We'll discuss these faces if you're, like, watching.
Let's get started.
Yeah. Anyways, okay. So the first film that we had watched together was Strong World. And so this came out in 2009. And this includes the Straw Hats pre-time skip.
Mm-hmm.
So, the description is, legendary pirate Shiki reappears in East Blue, planning to destroy the world government. When he kidnaps Nami, the Straw Hats confront a strange island. This description is from Netflix. I enjoyed the movie. I thought it was very interesting, the storyline with how, and always poor Nami.
Yeah, Nami deserves better.
She deserves better. She doesn't need to be, like, dealing with all these people, like, kidnapping her and, like, using her for, like, her navigation. And now in this movie, some weird-ass looking dude basically kidnaps Nami and is, like, trying to force her to be his navigator for his crew.
Yeah.
So
the film reaffirmed why she's one of my favorite Straw Hats, for sure. Nami is so smart. The way she can just sense how the weather is going to change is a very special skill and what I believe makes her the superior navigator. I thought it was a little weird, but you know what else is to be expected from One Piece? It's a little weird. I realized halfway through that Shiki is the only pirate to ever escape from Impel Down, so it was really cool to learn more about him. There were some really cool fight scene moments that I enjoyed. I realized halfway through also that as I like to call him, Mr. Fart Pants. If you've seen the movie, you know what I mean. Was Caesar's the Clown's voice actor. And I couldn't unhear it.
She, like, literally, this is funny, too. So, literally, like, almost at the end of the movie, she's like, oh my god, that's Caesar. That's Caesar's voice actor. And this man has been, like, laughing and talking, basically, like, the whole movie. And I was just like, Emily.
But, can I just say, the women in the Straw Hat crew, Robin and Nami, they are the most important. They are what makes the crew.
Yeah.
Just a note for women.
I agree. But watching this movie made me miss pre-time skip Straw Hats because they were really goofy. They're not, like, obviously at this point, they're not, like, the best that they can be. And if you're caught up, like, you see that it's interesting to watch this movie as a person that is, like, caught up in the One Piece story, because then, like, you can actually, like, see at this point, like, oh, when you go back, they're not really that strong.
No.
At this point, but they're still, like, strong enough to defeat, like, said characters in the movie or whatnot. So it's interesting to go back and then just, like, see their growth in that little movie, and then just know that later on you're like, damn, they get, like, way stronger. Like, this is awesome. Like, I love the character development that the Straw Hats have in this movie and then throughout the series. So there's that. And then this is the movie that had Chopper in the that pink bathrobe thing, and Chopper, oh my god, it's
so cute. I could cry.
Chopper is one of my favorite characters in One Piece, like, overall. I mean, like, literally, for Halloween last year I was Chopper. I'll post pictures about it, like, on our Instagram. Go follow our Instagram, like, in the description below. Anyways, Chopper is just so cute, such a wholesome character, so important to the Straw Hats, like, him as the doctor. He's so smart, he's so funny, he is, like, a scaredy cat, but also very, like, outgoing and, like, daring as a character.
I think I am Chopper.
I would say, yeah, I feel like both of us, like, if we were ever in situations like that, we would be, like, Chopper the most.
Yes.
I was just so happy because I was like, oh my god, that's the picture of Chopper that I see everywhere, like, what the heck. And then and I'm just, like, now reading my notes. I wrote, Zoro was so hot in this movie. The bandana, the suit, just him. Like, I love Zoro. He is probably my favorite Straw Hat, and I say this every time because, I mean, I have his swords on my body, so, like, how could I not? But, and then, you know, props to Oda and whoever on the team, like, came up with these character designs, because, like, what the hell? Like, the weird animals, it gives me very much, like, Avatar The Last Airbender vibe with, like, how they just, like, literally, like, mash up animal species or whatnot. Mm-hmm. And then, like, because I'm not creative enough to come up with what they did. Like, literally, I have no idea what any of these things were. But, like, I wrote, like, how do you think of that many weird animals? Like, you're just laying in bed at night, you're just like, let me combine a platypus and, like, whatever else. Like, what the heck? So I don't get it. But then, you know, it was just cool to see the Straw Hats doing their Straw Hat things, you know. Luffy's literally the best captain. He cares so much about his crew.
Yes. And
he cares so much about their dreams and then his dream. Mm-hmm. And he just does whatever he wants. And whatever he wants tends to be the right thing to do in said situations.
Yes.
So, if I were to rank this movie, story-wise, it was okay. I would probably give this, like, a 5 out of 10.
I was gonna say, like, a 6.
Like, it was good, but, like, it could be better. And there are better One Piece movies.
Yes. I think the 2 other movies are better. Well, 1.5 movies are better.
So, next, as a today, I watched Film Z. Emily started off watching Film Z. She fell asleep, y'all. We're probably like 20 minutes in. I look over at Emily. She is asleep. I just...
And Bingley is on me.
Like, dead asleep.
I had a really good nap.
Yeah, I'm glad you got a good nap. Anyways, Film Z came out in 2012. The description is that Luffy and his gang save a disillusioned Navy admiral named Z, who has one goal: to slaughter every pirate in the world, including the Straw Hats. This description is also from Netflix. And, you know,
Spooky.
That fell. Admiral Z? Or Captain Z? Whatever.
No
Z?
longer Admiral.
Z? He was a pretty, hardcore character, I would say. He really believed in his mission. He was like another format of, like, Luffy. And the fact that, like, they both were so adamant about what they believed in. And they would, like, literally fight to the death to, like, believe in their point.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, prove their point till the end. And I thought that was very, like, hardcore, very, like... Badass of them. You know, I was surprised to see as many characters, like, that I totally just forgot about, or, like, we don't see it as much in the anime. Like, a bunch of the admirals. And then, specifically, what's his name? Aokiji? The, former admiral, ice dude. You know, I was happy to see him again, because I liked him. Even though, like, he was, like, when we first saw him with the Straw Hats and everything, we were like, hey, yo, like, what are you doing? Like, he's a bad guy. He works for the Marines. Like, get away from them. And, you know, stuff happens. I really like him. Yeah. And then Kizaru, he's cool too, but I don't like him. He's cool, but I don't like him. He seems like an asshole, and he is. So, there was that. But, I mean, I love the post-time skip pirates.
I mean, they are
Straw
pirates.
Hat pirates, they're so rad. I love to see how strong they are. And, like, even at this point, they're strong, right? But I know that they get stronger. Yeah. And it just makes it, like, it just hypes me up all over again. So, I loved seeing them fight. I loved seeing them go through strife. This was a movie where stuff would be happening, especially with, like, Luffy against Z, or, like, just the Straw Hats against Z's crew, where I would be like, how do they get out of this situation? Yeah. Like, I don't see how they could win. I don't know how they're going to get out of this. And that happens quite a bit in One Piece sometimes. Yeah. But, you know, Luffy, he believes in his dream. And believing in that dream gets them through it. So.
I was awake during the end fight scene.
What were your thoughts about the ending?
I really liked it. The parts that I did see, I liked. I thought it was better than Strong World, and that was just from the 30 minutes that I watched of it. I thought the animation was cool, but it's cool to see because the animation just gets better and better and better. Like, every episode feels like a movie now in One Piece. Yeah. So, I thought it was cool.
It's interesting to watch the animation of a One Piece movie and then apply that animation style and, like, how evolved it got to the One Piece episodes now. Yeah. Because they look very similar. Yeah. And so that was exciting to see that, like, the animation was good in 2012, and then the animation for, like, episodes looks like that, or, like, even better than what the movie was. Yeah. So I was thinking about that, and then just it was kind of sad at the end, too.
It was kind of sad. I was like, oh, dang. Yeah.
Because, I mean, if you watch this movie, Z, he's a former admiral for the Marines.
Formal?
Fuck me, bro. What? Like, he's a former admiral of the Marines, but something happens to him that causes him to break apart from the Marines. He is not happy with how they're dealing with stuff. He needs to do it his own way, and his own way is he wants to kill all the pirates in the world, because most of the pirates in the One Piece world are pretty shitty people.
Yeah.
Like, they're not good. The Marines aren't really that good, and the pirates aren't good people. So, I can see, like, why he went about that way. What made him go that route of killing people.
Yeah.
Killing pirates.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just sad to, like, if you know, like, the reason why. Just to see him go through with that. His plan was crazy, though. Like, there's like 3 volcano systems in the New World that are like linked together, and he was blowing up each island. So if they all blew up, then huge, like, all of it would just like combine together, huge volcanic eruptions everywhere. And then I can't even lift his arm because my COVID booster. I'm like, it would have killed everyone in the New World if his plan went through. So it was kind of crazy, and I was just like. And the fact that Luffy didn't even freaking care. He just wanted to get his straw hat back.
That was cool.
He was like, I don't care if this place blows up. You took my hat. You talked shit on Shanks, bro. He's like, I'm gonna beat you up. I'm gonna take my hat back, and you can go do your own thing. And then I'm gonna go do my own thing. I'm gonna be king of the pirates.
Yeah, Luffy's so cool. But to atone for my sins, I have seen a One Piece movie prior to this that I'm going to talk about, and that's 3D2Y. So, the description for that is, while training under Rayleigh, Luffy must learn to harness the power of Haki to save the beautiful Boa Hancock and her sisters from a deadly escaped prisoner. And that is from Google, that description. I like the fact that we had a movie in between the 2-year time skip because it gives us a good insight into what happened during their training. Yeah, I love Boa, so I loved watching this movie. It's been a minute since I've watched this movie, so I'm trying to remember what happened plot-wise. I remember something about the sisters getting kidnapped.
Yes.
Yeah, and Boa and Luffy saving them. So, I remember watching it and really liking the fight scenes, and I remember finding the whole movie enjoyable because I love Boa and Luffy, and I really like the concept behind this movie. I also, the end of this movie is the first time we see Sabo. At the end of the movie, there's 3 cups of sake, and it's like Sabo at Ace's grave, and he's pouring the 3 things of sake and drinking it.
That making me tear up, bro.
Yeah, it's really, really nice. I really like that touch in this movie, so yeah, this is a good movie. I like it. I'd watch it again. I do need to watch it again because I don't really remember a lot of the plot, but I remember enjoying it when I watched it, so. It's from...
R.I.P., bro. R.I.P. Ace. That made me sad.
Oh my gosh! She's actually tearing up.
I've been crying so much, y'all. Listen, like, reading all of Chainsaw Man, I've never cried over the fact of, like, Pochita or anything like that. But when Ginny, our producer, our editor, whatever, she sends a Snapchat of her crying watching Chainsaw Man episode 1, and I was like, what? Like, what the heck's going on? And she's sad over Pochita. And then, later on, I'm just thinking, that was sad. That was, like, pretty sad if you, like, think about it and, like, get more into, like, you're just overthinking about it. And, like, I'm at her, dinner. What the heck is it called? I'm at her kitchen table thinking about it. And I'm like, I'm crying. And she's like, oh my God, you're making me uncomfortable. Because I don't really cry, like, around her. But I was just like, it's actually kind of sad.
Because I'm the crier. Like, if you guys have figured anything out within us, is like, I am the crier of the friend group. I cry over everything, and I have not cried over Chainsaw Man, like over Pochita or anything.
I didn't start thinking that it was sad until they were like, oh my god, it's sad. And I was like, wait, yeah, that is kind of sad.
Pochita's still alive.
But he's not here.
But he's alive.
Anyway.
That was today's episode. This has been going on for a while, so we're going to end it. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on TikTok. Everything will be linked down below. Listen to us on Spotify. Also, next episode is going to be a very special one. We are having our Halloween special, and there's going to be a lot of special guests. It's going to be really fun. I'm very excited about this one. And yeah, do all those things, and we will see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.